What's up, Zach here.
Glenn, how's it going?
Welcome to Fried Punk. This is actually our first interview. Our very special guest, a longtime friend of mine, Tom Douglas, music producer, engineer, mixer, and plays in the band MySpace Band. What is up, my friend?
Nothing much. Thank you for having me. Thanks for having me. How's everything going on your end?
Everything's great, man. So this is a really good guest, a really special friend of mine. Known, I think, for what, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, we've known each other for a while now. Yeah, it's definitely, it's over 10 years, definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt, over 10 years, yeah.
We've been through the bands, we've been through, producing and all that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, what got you into producing? I'm going to go way back. I'm going back 15 years. At least you've been doing it for 15 years or so. Right?
Yeah, I started producing. I started getting into producing in like 2012.
Wow.
I'll tell you how I did it. A long time ago. This was like in 2010, 2011. I got hired to play drums for a recording session, and for this artist. And what happened was, the producer that she had a producer and an engineer, and what happened was the day where I was supposed to do my part, to record my drums, I ended up recording it, but the producer decided to bail out last minute. First, I still don't know the reason, but like I'm guessing creative differences. And what happened was, I did my drum parts and everything, and as I was listening to the other tracks, like the scratch tracks, and I was like, this chord doesn't sound right. This should be this, and everything. And the engineer was like, I have no idea about music theory or anything. Like, he's good at getting sounds, but like, he didn't understand the arrangement side of music. So he's like, could you do it? I was like, sure. And it ended up being really cool. Like, I pretty much was like a sub for this. I got through the sessions. Like, I helped with arrangements and everything. And the engineer said, you should really consider getting into producing. You have a natural ear for it, because you want to hear the truth. When I was in my teens and early 20s, I never thought about producing. I never thought about it. Like, I was always a performer. I always liked playing in bands. I never pictured myself as a producer. And when that moment happened, I started to follow up more about recording it, like how everything works. And I started to become more interested, and it naturally just started to happen. Mm-hmm.
What studio is this, by the way?
What studio is this? Oh, it was Westfall Recording.
Right?
Right before they changed it to Westfall, it was known as Killingsworth Studios. Yeah, because I know there's a Killingsworth in California. I'm not sure what happened, but I think the other people decided to break away from that, and that's when they renamed it Westfall. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to get back to you on that, but I believe that's what happened. But yeah, it was at Westfall, and yeah.
So ever since, you've just been producing, mixing, and all that.
Yeah. I heavily got into that, and I think what changed for me was when I got an internship at the Mix Palace.
Right.
That's how I met you and a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the people that I've work with now, I've met at the Mix Palace.
Side note, Tom actually engineered Buzz Off, my band's Seven Splinters single.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. I
I
helped out with a bunch of those old songs. Yeah, Buzz Off. Yeah, I still remember those recording sessions. Yes.
That was like the one that made it from. I think we almost had something of an album, but like we didn't go forward with it, or it's a long other story with.
Well, yeah,
so and so we're not going to mention.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
So,
yeah.
But that was the one that made it.
Yes.
But yeah, you worked on Buzz Off.
I'm glad it made it, because I got to engineer a punk rock record.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah.
So yeah. So what are you working on currently, dude?
What am I working on currently? Let me see. I am working on new material for Wilson Valley. I just started recording vocals about 2 weeks ago. I had a session. I had the second recording session this past Saturday. I have another one with him on Saturday.
So let me ask you, are you doing this in your home studio? I know you have a home studio.
Yes, I do. I have a home studio. Yes, I'll tell you how I work now, because the industry has drastically changed over the years, especially in the 2020s. I have my own home studio. I've got where I mix, but I also have started doing vocal tracking there because I invested in some good gear. I also do all the guitar and bass DIs, and I freelance at a tone house pretty much to keep things cost effective, and also with the way I work. I do all the drums at Tone House, and what I do is for the guitars and bass, I'll record them in my home studio like dry, and I'll edit them, and then I'll go over to Tone House to reamp. So we put it through the amp and record it back into the system, because what's great about it is that this studio that I freelance out of, they have like 30 amps. Like
I've been. Well, another side note, Tom and I actually did a solo record
yes.
in 2020. I think we were the first people out of the whole COVID era to actually record something.
Well, yeah, definitely. That was at the old Tone House
Right,
studios.
the old Tone, but like, I remember when we went there, it was like Toys R Us of amps and
Absolutely.
guitars.
Well,
Blown away, by the way.
because here's the reason why I network with this guy. Technology is only getting better,
It is.
but it still can't fully emulate some things. It's gotten really good. I've been using Pro Tools for a very long time, like 15 years now.
Yeah.
But if you want people to go to a commercial studio, you have to give them a reason, like an amp collection. Or another thing this guy has is a grand piano
Right.
and a bunch of other stuff. But it's important also to have your own setup, and you keep building it up. Like, I invested a lot of money recently. I got this Manley reference cardioid vocal microphone.
Right. Really good.
It's an amazing mic, dude. I've used them all, and this is hands down the best vocal microphone. Because what's great about that mic is when you track through it, tracking is so good, it literally sits in the mix really well. So even when you do like a rough mix for the client, you're like, holy shit, this sounds really good. Well, it's a tube mic, that's why, you know.
The tubes are like, before you came, I was tracking. I have an AC30, actually in the closet, mic'd up through my thing, and the tubes just always sound great.
And
Like,
not only they sound great, but they always have value, because as cool as these digital processors are, like the Helix, they came out with a new version recently.
Right.
And a lot of people are unhappy about it. And also, you have, the old one, the value of it goes down because because digital technology constantly is upgrading. Where like with a tube amp, as long as you keep replacing the tubes, it will always work. That's why you see a lot of studios invest into a lot of analog gear, like preamps, compressors, and EQs, because they last a long time.
They do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Len, what do you got? You have any questions from Tom?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, I was just thinking, were you just saying that analog stuff is much better than the digital stuff?
Each has their pros and cons. The one thing that's great about recording into a computer digital is that no matter how many times you play it back, it's gonna sound the same. You had VHSs growing up, right?
Yeah.
What happened if you kept replaying that movie?
With the tape got worn out?
Yes, exactly. That's why with analog tape, what people do now is they use it as like outboard gear. They don't record onto it. They'll record in the computer, And then like what a lot of pop producers now is like, what they'll do is they'll edit their vocals, they'll send it out through a tape machine, then put it back into their DAW to get the sound of tape that they wanted, but they don't have to worry about if the tape's going to wear out, because the thing about tape, recording onto tape, is this: it sounds great, but maintaining a tape machine costs a lot of money and time. You know, because you have to, before you even start recording, you have to calibrate the tape machine.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make sure each channel is working properly, because if it's not, you're not going to get good signal. And also, a roll of tape, a good roll of tape, it will cost you $200 to $300 a roll. And depending what tape speed you're going to use, you could be spending $2,000 alone just on rolls of tape.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that doesn't even include that doesn't even count the studio time. You know, pretty much what recording into the computer is like. It is an endless roll of tape. But that's a lot of the main reasons why people gravitated towards computer recording, because it's a lot easier to maintain a computer than a tape machine. Don't get me wrong, tape sounds awesome, but you need to have a lot of knowledge of how to fix it, you know, you have to make sure that you have the parts for it, and you really know what you're doing. You know, I'm a big believer of hybrid. You use a combination of digital and analog. You get the best out of the both worlds, because let me tell you something. I tried editing on tape one time, never again. You know why? I'll tell you why. You make the wrong cut, you have to start all over again. Where on the computer, if you make the wrong cut, you can undo it easily. But yeah, I edited on tape. So all those people that did editing on tape, that is a skill. It is a major skill.
Big skill.
That's absolutely a big skill.
Yeah, it's not an easy skill.
Yes.
So I actually want to talk about your band, MySpace Band.
The MySpace band.
How,
Yes.
how'd that come about?
Oh, how did that come about? Well, we were originally called the X Generation, and then we decided that we needed a name change. And
Why? Just out of curiosity.
why, out of curiosity, I will tell you why. Because the cover band scene, people want to know, a lot of clubs want to know what they're getting just with the name. Like Big Shot, that's Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Or one of my favorite names for a tribute band is Van Hagar.
Yes.
Van Hagar, they do Van Halen, but Sammy Hagar material,
Yeah.
but like you know what you're getting. And also like, Rich, the bass player, recommended the name change, and I realized we had to. And I came up with the MySpace Band because a lot of the material that we started playing was from that timeline.
You
And
do
all,
like Fall Out Boy, you do like
Fall Out
Newfound
Boy.
Glory, I'm sure.
Yes, we do two songs from
Yeah.
Newfound Glory, Hit or Miss, and we've done All Downhill from here.
Great songs.
We're doing Papa Roach now, Last Resort, which
Great.
has been a huge hit.
Great.
We're even doing the Jonas Brothers. You know, I never pictured.
Dude, I saw them in December with my brother, who plays Seven Splitters,
Yeah.
Jake. We saw them at Almont.
Oh, how was
They were incredible live.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect mix, perfect sound. They're a really good live band. You would not think that, but they are
No,
incredible.
you'd be pretty surprised.
Extremely professional. Probably one of the best shows. Like honestly, like I didn't know all their songs, but they were so great live. Great live band.
Here's the one thing I know. The fact that people still are talking about them to this day, it means that they're doing something
I think
right.
they're bigger now than they were even 15 years ago.
They're definitely still relevant. Let me tell you something. When they first came out, I did not like them. You know, but I've grown to appreciate them over the
Yeah.
years, because like when you really ignore the fan base, because it was those girls that really turned it off.
Yeah.
When you start ignoring the fan base and you actually start paying attention to what they're doing, you're like, wow, they're really talented. They're
Yeah.
actually really
No,
good.
they're good at what they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
It was great when we saw them.
yeah, even their side projects, like, you know, I forget the name of Joe Jonas' side, but Cake,
I think
Cake,
it's DNS.
yeah. Cake by the Ocean is a
Yeah.
dope song. That is a great.
They play that at the show.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. But yeah, you know, I always, here's the thing. I'm grateful for the Jonas Brothers because playing their song "Burning Up" has got us better gigs. So
It's a good song. It's a good song.
well, yeah, and you know, the mindset I have now is instead of criticizing them, I should be thanking them because their songs are what's helping me get gigs.
There you go.
So
and your band has covered that song. Man.
yes,
Yeah.
we started covering that song in August because we realized that the Jonas Brothers were still have a relevant audience, and also you got to play stuff that women like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Women keep people drinking at the bar.
Not only that, women, I think, control the music industry in a big way.
No, they don't control. They are the music industry.
That's what I'm saying.
They
are
are.
a big part of it.
They are.
Um,
They are a big part of it. Do you know what Van Halen used to do before they got big?
No.
They had like 3 or 4 really hot chicks go around and hand out flyers to all the high school girls, and that's how they developed a following.
Wow. I had no idea about
Yeah, that's how Van Halen developed the following. Well,
Wow.
you gotta remember back then people only had basic TV. I wasn't
They didn't
alive.
have TV.
Yeah, I wasn't alive during that time, but from what people have told me is that people went out more, and people always needed something to do. It's not like today where you have all the streaming platforms, you have the internet,
Yeah.
you have a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So, Led, we do a lot of like, not just music on our channel, we talk about movies and we talk about video games. So, we want to know, like, I don't know, your top, 5 video games, right? I mean, what do you want to ask Tom?
Well, let's, what was your favorite console growing up?
Favorite console growing up, oh my god. That is a good one. I probably would have, Nintendo 64 was great.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo was my first one.
That's a good one.
GameCube was great. I think I don't like it when people shit talk GameCube.
I liked GameCube, but like, it was more like my younger brother's generation.
Well, yeah.
For me, it was N64. That's just me. I'm an N64 guy.
N64 is a great system. My brother is a video game collector. We have every single American-made N64 game.
Wow.
We still haven't completed the Japanese library, and then there's the European library.
Wow.
Yeah, but like he loves N64 and Super Nintendo. Like
Wow.
those were like our babies growing up. I still have the one that my uncle, the N64 that my uncle got my brother and I when we were kids. He passed away last year. We still have that console, and we're never selling it because not only because we love it, it's a wonderful memory of my uncle. And I don't want to forget about my uncle. I want to remember the awesome uncle that went out of his way to buy that system for me. Yes.
So what are some of your top 3 games from the N64 and GameCube?
Okay, I can tell you the game I hate the most on N64.
All right, let's hear it,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
hear it.
Superman 64.
Yes, that is the
You
worst game ever made.
I love Superman, but let me tell you something. I was so disappointed. I rented that game at Blockbuster when I was like 10, and this was back then, this was before the internet. The only way that you were able to find out how good or bad a game was just to play it.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, after 10 minutes of playing it, I asked my mom, I asked her, we have to go back. I was like, I want to return this. This is so terrible. And the guy was nice.
Those games now go for like $2.
Yeah,
Resale.
I literally
It's
told the
okay.
guy at Blockbuster, like, I was like, this game is terrible. Like, how could you let people rent this game? And he's just like, hey, like, that's not my department. He's like, I just work here. But like, he was nice enough of allowing me to pick another game to rent out. But my favorite game on Nintendo 64, top 3, GoldenEye. GoldenEye is great. What's a good one? What's another good one besides GoldenEye? Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark is great. 2 more. One of my favorite Mario games is on it. Mario Party 3.
That one I played. That's a great one.
Dude, Mario Party 3 is such a great.
Yes. I agree on that.
sequel. Do you know what's also my? Two more. I'm
Alright,
sorry, two
yeah,
more.
Keep going.
Two more.
Keep going.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I've never played that one.
You've never played
No,
Conker?
I
Oh
never-
my
You know how much they're
god.
going resale now? They're going for like $150.
Dude, it is a cult classic
Yeah.
on the Nintendo. I'm
Yeah.
do you have an
I
N64?
don't have it.
Dude, I'm bringing that game one day and you have to play it. Dude,
Yeah.
do you know what's crazy? You remember, I remember, you had to be 17 or older to buy that game.
Yeah, it's mature.
Yes, I'll never forget, I was 13, 14, and I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, I need you to come with me to the toy store to buy this game. He's like, why do you need me? Well, he's like, why don't you go? I was like, you have to be 17 or older. He's like, what kind of a game has like a game where you have to be 17 or older? I was like, well, there's just a couple of few curse words. I didn't tell him like the full detail, but like, I'll never forget years later, like long time, I showed him some clips like, have you seen some of the stuff that's on Conker's Bad Fur Day?
A little bit.
Oh, dude.
It's,
Dude, the Great Mighty Pooh is when like it's a singing piece of shit and you have to throw toilet paper at it. It's hysterical. But that is a cult classic on the N64. You know, they were supposed to make a sequel to that game.
I think
It was called Conker's Other Bad Fur Day, but it got canceled because Rare got bought out by Microsoft, and they decided they didn't want to do that. But dude. There's actually a video online of the original concept of Conker. It wasn't Conker's Bad Fur Day. It was originally supposed to be like a kid's game, and they decided. And you want to hear the truth? I'm glad they went in a different direction because I don't think it would have been memorable because it would have been like what made Conker's Bad Fur Day a cult classic on the N64 was the type of game it was.
Right.
And last but not least. This is probably one of the most underrated Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah.
Such an underrated game, you know, because what's really cool about it is it's in 3D. You get to play as 5 different Kongs, and like it's really cool. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
But dude, N64 was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, I agree on that. For me, I'm gonna just go top 3: Super Mario 64, Paper Mario, and Super Smash Bros.
As much as I love as great as the original Smash Brothers is, Melee destroys it.
No, Melee was great, but it just for me like when I first before I even got an N64, I played that game at the dentist office.
Mm-hmm.
My dentist had N64 while he was cleaning your teeth. And that's when I played it. So it always goes back to those old days of late 90s, early 2000s of playing Smash Bros. But for me, Paper Mario was a great one.
Paper Mario, my brother loves that game, but do you know who was originally supposed to be in Smash Brothers?
No.
James Bond.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
They chose Jigglypuff over him. Yeah, you know.
And I think Jigglypuff is a garbage character in the first Smash Bros.
Oh,
That's my opinion.
absolutely, absolutely.
He dies after like 40 damage.
The reason I understand what they were doing at the time, because what happened was it was an experiment. Super Smash Brothers. They literally did not think it would develop what it is today.
Right.
They had no idea. They took the only reason why they made the game so that way. Because when it came to N64, when it comes to a system, you need to make a certain amount of games to keep getting funding for it.
Yeah.
And they did it to as an experiment, and also just to create another game within the system to keep the system going. And it ended up doing so much better than what they expected it. They did a thing. And they picked Jigglypuff because Pokemon was becoming popular. Instead of having one Pokemon character, they wanted two. They feel like, okay, if two are in there, that we have a higher chance of sales.
Yeah. So I don't want to keep this going. I'm going to ask you, what's your newest project you got going on in the music biz?
Wilson Valley. I got that's my latest project regarding recording. And I'm looking forward to it because my mixes have gotten better. I got a subwoofer for my mixing setup, and let me tell you something, having a sub makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
because as great as the main speakers are, you can't hear 50 hertz. you really need a sub.
Yeah.
And plus, you make better decisions mixing wise of like how much compression you put, and you hear everything a lot detail. But it's very important that you get acoustic treatment. I think the biggest mistake that a lot of home studios make is that they don't get acoustic treatment.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: in order for your stuff to sound good, it needs to be treated. And also, if you really want to hear what's going on in your recordings, it has to be acoustically treated. When there's a lot of reflections, you can't make solid decisions of what you want in the song.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah.
So, as a producer, who is your favorite musician to work with, aside from Zach and Seven Splinters?
Besides Zach, I probably would say Wilson Valley. He's probably I've been working with. He was originally his real name is Chris Rogers, and he started off as a Chris Rogers, but then he changed his name to Wilson Valley. I recommended that for him so people could find him easily, and I've been working with him since 2012, right when I started at the Mix Palace. Yeah,
And
long time.
he's done the song Stronger.
Yes, yeah, but like he's in the process of developing a following. Like the more, every time he plays the show, more and more people are finding out about him. Like I think over time he's going to develop a cult following, and more people are going to find out who
Yeah,
he is.
yeah. He's if you haven't heard of Wilson Valley, go check him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard his stuff. He's really good.
Yes, he's very
I
talented.
think I've met him maybe once or twice.
You definitely have.
through you or something. Or,
Yeah, you definitely have in the past.
But I know you showed me his videos.
Yeah.
He's a great singer.
Oh yeah, and dude,
He's kind of like a Jason Mraz type of
absolutely, yeah.
style of musician.
You should hear him sing Papa Roach, Last Resort. He can actually do the screams. He's really good at it, but dude, I can't wait to hear your new stuff with Seven Splinters.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really good.
You got the core members that you need to keep Seven Splinters forward.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what's that band that does Wonderwall? Oasis. As long as you have the two brothers,
Yeah.
you've got Oasis. Those are the two people that make, and I kind of feel like you, your brother, and Mike are the core members of Seven Splinters.
Yeah.
You guys are what making Seven Splinters happen.
Yeah.
As long as your three are in the band, regardless of who's playing drums in the band,
Yeah.
you're good. You'll be like Spinal Tap.
No.
And there's not, as long as you have the core members, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up over here. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Fried Punk, Punk, and we will see you soon. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Adios.
Yes.
amigos.